keep saying I'm tired of speculation, but let's get back into more speculation, man. Let's get right into it. Travis is the pick at two. It looks like Travis Hunter is the pick at two. Um, it's been in multiple mock drafts. All the smoke right now is about the Browns taking Travis Hunter at number two overall, and I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. If they don't think that Shador is their answer at pick two, then that's the decision that they came to, and I'd rather them make that decision and stand on it, um, rather than just to take a quarterback, just to take a quarterback. If that's what they think, if that's like I'm putting my trust in Kevin and AB for another year. So if that's what they think, if they think Shador isn't the guy at two, then I'm more than okay taking Travis Hunter over Abdul Carter because there's a level of like there's a different level that I think Travis Hunter could possibly get to, and I think there's a level that he can't, like I think he has a floor that is very high. Like I think his floor is very high because I mean as a prospect he's raw at receiver, pretty he's still a little bit raw at corner, but he's more developed at corner than he is at receiver. Um, and you can choose to develop either one of those sides. And you like if you pick him at two, you have to try him. You're going to be trying him at both positions to see if he can actually be the two-way player um that he was in college and that he thinks he can be in the NFL. And I have zero issues with that. If you pick him at two, I want you to try to use him in that fashion on both sides of the ball. Um, and if it doesn't work out, then you have a starting corner. Or if that doesn't work out, you have a starting receiver. So they're like the upside with Travis Hunter is it seems like it's all reward, no risk. Um, he's a hard worker. He's a very, very good guy. Academic All American. There's nothing wrong. We had the little month span about him and his girlfriend or him and his fiance, um, over the winter months, but nothing too serious. It was really just jokes. It was really just jokes, but no, like literally no downsides with Travis Hunter. Um, not to say that there's a lot of downside with Abdul Carter, but he's injured currently, so it's like, will he be injured going into the future? And I don't usually like project just because you're hurt right now doesn't mean you're going to be hurt in the future, but you never know. And there's a lot of edges that have been taken in the top five, taken really high that haven't panned out. Not to say that he's going to be one, but you just never know with the edge. You pretty much are guaranteed some level of production with him, but there's a chance he doesn't become that double digit sack guy that you would expect him to be if you take him at number two overall. Um, but yeah, you can't if you pick in between those two guys, you can't really go wrong either way. So the Browns are in a good spot there. Again, if they don't want to take the quarterback, but um, all the mock drafts that come out say we are going to take a quarterback at some point in the draft, and Hyper and Field Yates have put out mock drafts on ESPN that have us taking Tyler Shough at 33 overall. If the Browns take Tyler Shough at 33 overall, 26 years old, Brandon Whedon 2.0, um, I'm going to come on this channel, I'm going to come on this page, I'm going to fire up a video, and it's just going to be profanity. You won't be able to listen at work. You won't be able to listen while the kids are around. I don't know what I would get on here and do. Um, and it's funny because like these mock drafts have us taking him at 33 overall, but the Browns community, like people that pay attention to these things, they know that is never going to happen. Not over Andrew Berry's dead body are they going to take a 26-year-old quarterback in the second round in the NFL draft. There's no, at 33 overall, damn near a first round pick, there's no, there is zero chance. There is zero chance that that happens. And that's why it's so frustrating as a Browns fan because you know these things. You absolutely know these things about your organization, but nationally they they either don't know, don't care to find out, um, whatever it is. But we like in Cleveland, we know Andrew Berry would never do that. Literally never. So we don't have to worry about it, but it's gonna be a talking point because like it's ESPN, their mock draft. Mel Kiper Jr. been doing this for what 30 years, 35, 40 years at this point. Um so yeah, just the thought, even the thought of taking Tyler Shuck at 33 overall is grinding my gears this morning. Um and I don't really want to talk about it, but we we have to talk about it because it's everywhere at this point. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. He's too old. Like not even the talent, which I don't know if there's that much talent there to begin with. Honestly, um, like he could. I'm sure he'll find a spot. He'll be holding a clipboard somewhere. Um, I could see that for him, but just just the age alone, I know Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski aren't going for that shit. I know. So I'm letting it get to me, but I shouldn't because I know it's not happening. Um, one thing that could happen that I don't want to happen is Mr. Jalen Milrow. The Browns have been connected to Jalen Milrow. People are putting dots together. Um, they're taught there's a little smoke about the Browns want to get Jalen Milrow somehow, and I understand. I understand why any team would want to take Jalen Milrow and have them be their quarterback, or at least working to be their quarterback in their quarterback room, getting developed and all that. I understand why. I understand the allure because last night I put on the tape. I watched him against LSU, and I remember the highlights and I remember the box score, but I had never put on the film from that game. And my God, he is a special talent running the football. Running the football like he is in this draft class. It's Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, and then it might be Jalen Milrow. He's different. He is literally built different. He's built like a running back. He is fast. His vision is crazy. Um, on the quarterback powers and counters and draws, he like the way he manipulates the defense is amazing to watch and very impressive to see. Um, but that being said, you watch him you watch him during a lot of other games and leaves a lot to be desired as a passer. And obviously, he has flaws because he would be getting talked about top 5, top 10, top 15 guy if he was there as a passer. Um, because the body of work, athletic wise, running the ball, leadership, intangibles, like all that stuff, he has it. But he's a quarterback, and can he throw the ball? Sometimes. Sometimes he can throw it, yeah. But most of the time, you don't know what you're going to get from on a pass to pass basis. And that's terrifying. You can't have that at quarterback in the NFL. If you're bad, you got to know that this guy is bad so you can scheme around it. You can't have the guy flashing 3 out of 20 plays and then the rest are bad. But like it's play 2, play 6 and then play 18, he's good. It's never going to work in the NFL. But yeah, Jalen has all the tools and he has all the potential, but I wouldn't want to be the team that takes him to have and has to develop him. I wish him the best. I've said this on Twitter multiple times and I'll continue to say it. I would love to have Jalen Milrow on the roster if he put a pair of gloves on and was number 22 and was in the running back room. I would love to have him. Would absolutely love to have him on the roster. And honestly, if they want to take him, like he's not going to be there in the third round. But if he did, would love him at quarterback for a third rounder. But the way this is going, that's not going to be possible. He may be in the first round, but if it's not first, it's going to be early second. It's going to be within the first 45 picks. He's getting drafted because he somebody knows something. Either he knows something, teams know something, the NFL knows something, because he's going to be at the draft. He's going to be at the draft night one on Thursday in the green room, and usually you're not going to sign up for that if you don't really think or know that you're going to be drafted in the first round. Most recently it happened with Will Levis. Will Levis was going through hell in that green room. Didn't get drafted in the first round. Got drafted the next day, day two. But that it's it's disheartening to see, and you never want to see that happen to anybody. Like when it's supposed to be the greatest day of their lives, turns into the worst day of their lives because they're just sitting on ESPN. All the cameras are on them, and everybody's watching them go through hell. You don't want that to happen. So I'm assuming that somebody on his in his camp knows that he'll be a first rounder. Somebody's going to take him. Um, otherwise, the type of draft stock that Jalen Milrow has. I would not subject him to be in the NFL draft green room unless I knew for sure that somebody was taking him in the first round. So there's that. Maybe it's the Browns. Maybe they trade back in the first and they take him. If they trade back into the first and they take Jalen Milrow and don't take Sanders, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna be real pissed off. Because it could be that simple. If you're gonna do it right and get a quarterback that you know can play for Kevin Stefanski week one this year. Jalen Milrow may not be able to play week one, week five, week 12, maybe 2026. We don't know. Um, and he's good enough to get on the field. Like I'm sure they would have packages for Milrow on the field, but like I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do that with a first round pick. If you get somebody with a first round pick, you in this day and age in big 2025, you should expect them to, if not week one starter, by the time you get past your bye week, whenever that is, They should be here and ready to go. So, but yeah, I keep saying I'm tired of the speculation, but here I am speculating. It is what it is at this point. It is what it is at this point. Um, but yeah, um, not too much more on the Browns front. But we talked about Thomas Shough, talked about Milrow. Um, we'll talked about Travis Hunter is probably going to be the pick. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. There's only a couple more weeks left until the draft, and I can't wait for it to get here. I can't wait for it to get here because I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of the speculation. I'm tired of the what ifs. I'm tired of, are we going to trade into the first round? Are we going to trade the pick back? Are we going to trade up to get Cam Ward? Are we gonna take Travis Hunter? Are we gonna take Abdul Carter? I'm tired. I'm tired, and I just want to know. I just want to know what happens. Like, I don't even need at this point. Don't even need to watch it. Just give me a sheet of the draft picks. Like, I don't. I don't even care. But it is what it is. Moving on. Um, I just wanted to. I just wanted to get on record because I'm on here. I'm in front of this camera yapping a lot about Shador Sanders and not a lot about Cam Ward. And I think that may come off as I love Shador and I hate Cam Ward. And that's not true. That is so much not true because last year, when Cam transferred to Miami, um, he transferred to Miami. We figured out where he was going. About around this time last year, I put in some season long college football bets. The only bet I put in for the Heisman Trophy was Cam Ward, and I put Miami in all of my season long parlays to have at least 10 wins. One, because I already knew who Cam Ward was. Well, I'm not gonna say one. The only reason why I did that is because I knew who Cam Ward was and I knew what he was capable of. We well, I'm gonna say we, but I have been Cam Ward has been on my radar for a few years now. Wasn't I wasn't paying attention at Incarnate Word, but once he got to Washington State, I've been interested to see where he goes and what he's been doing. Um, even wanted him wanted when he was in the transfer portal, didn't know if he was going to the draft or if he was going to stay in college or do whatever. Ohio State, we thought, were one of those teams that wanted to get Cam Ward out of the transfer portal. Um, Luckily for Ohio State, it worked out still with Will Howard, but um, imagine what that would have looked like. Cam Ward in Ohio State's offense, throwing to Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Emeka Ibuka, Quinshon Junkins, Travion Henderson. Imagine what that would look like. That would have looked crazy. But anyway, doesn't matter. Will Howard was there, got the job done. It is what it is. But going back to Cam Ward, I'm a fan of Cam Ward. I'm very much a fan of Cam Ward. Um, I just think Shador's a little bit better. Um, but I think Cam Ward is a very good prospect, a very good quarterback prospect, and I think it's a two-person draft as far as quarterbacks are concerned, as Cam and Shador, and I like them both. I really do like them both, and I just wanted to come here and get that on record, um, state that for posterity that I am actually a fan of Cam Ward also. Um, just in case anybody was wondering about that. And lastly, last thing I want to talk about, shout out to UConn women's basketball, Gino Oriema, Paige Beckers, AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong, whole team ran through the tournament with ease. With ease. The team was deep. That team was finally healthy. and they did what they were supposed to do. So happy for Paige Beckers. All the injuries she fought through, came back for her fifth year, was able to get the job done, even though she wasn't the best player on her team for the championship game. Um, and Sarah Strong throughout the tournament was giving these teams hell. Was giving every single team hell. Paige was the one that was she was the engine of the team this whole tournament. She was she was getting buckets. She was Paige buckets getting buckets at every single point that they needed her to do it. Every timely basket, whenever they needed it, it was her. She was making the right passes, making the right decisions, making the plays on defense. She was the leader of the team, and it showed. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she was able to get that championship so she could be talked about with the greats of UConn women's basketball. Because no matter how you slice it, if you go to UConn, you can't be mentioned with the greats of that program if you don't have a championship. I don't care what your individual stats are. I don't care what awards you've won personally. If you don't have a championship ring at UConn and you're a woman, we can't talk about you in the pantheon. It is what it is, and I'm glad she was able to get it so we can talk about her as such. Um, there's a lot of talk about who's the greatest, like where does she fall in the greatest UConn women's basketball players ever. Um, and I went and looked at the resumes, and I also know what I was watching at the time. Um, number one is Stewie. Brianna Stewart is one, like you can't, like there's literally zero argument against it. Three time all, I think it was a 3-time All American, 3-time Player of the Year, 4-time champion, Big East Freshman of the Year, like every accolade you could possibly get plus 4 championships. You can't really defend or do anything with that. And Maya Moore's too. Maya Moore's too, and there's no debate. There's no debate at all. Stewie won, Maya Moore too. After that, you can kind of go pick and choose, look at the resumes, see what you like, see, go here and there. Um, but you got people like Rebecca Lobo, you got Paige, you got Sue Bird, you got Tarasi. Tarasi is my goat, like of all time, just women's basketball, WNBA included, USA basketball included. Tarasi is my goat. She's a lot of people's goats. So happy retirement to her. Um, but I think just at UConn, I think I would have Paige ahead of Tarasi. Um, but I could really go either way. I could really go either way, and then I got Sue Bird fifth, Lobo after that, Swin Cash after that. Um, but yeah, it's like it's not really a you can't say definitively after Stewie won Maya Moore too. You can't really you can't really talk about it um with those two, like those are definitive. Um and a lot of people low key would have Maya Moore one, and the resume doesn't wouldn't let you say Maya Moore won. But if you were watching while she was playing, I understand if you have Maya Moore one. Matter of fact, now that I'm talking about it, thinking about it out loud, I think personally maybe I might have Maya Moore one. Um, but again, Stewie's resume is just crazy. So again, those are the top two, and then everybody else falls wherever. But again, I'm glad Paige got into the conversation, got her championship, was able to fulfill the destiny of who she was coming into UConn. I'm glad that she was able to get that done. Um, and going forward for UConn women's basketball, AZ Fudd is coming back for one more year. She's coming back. She'll be a problem to deal with. And then you have Sarah Strong. You got to deal with Sarah Strong in college basketball for 3 more years. That's insane. And I pity anybody who has to deal with her in the next 3 years because she is a dog. She is a dog. Um, a lot like you can make the argument she was UConn's best player in the tournament. She was going crazy. Um, so yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm UConn's women for a long time now. Shout out to Paige Beckers. Shout out AZ Fudd. Shout out Sarah Strong. Um, we'll be back. We'll be back right where we are next year and talking about it next year. So a shout out to them. But yeah, again, that's all I had today. Little Brown speculation podcast again. Um, but yeah, until the next time, we'll see you.